you touched on failing then and failure, and we talked off camera before about there's kind of like a subject in the UK you don't really talk about.
That's difficult.
In the US, it's a bit like, give it a good go.
Yeah.
She tried, you failed, you just dust yourself off and go again.
Yeah.
In the UK, there's kind of a different perception.
Yeah.
And it's kind of something that it's almost like, I don't know if ashamed is the right word, but it might not be far off that. It's kind of like people don't want to admit what's going bad, even on social media.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, very rarely you go on social media and someone says, I've had a shit day today.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah, again, LinkedIn is a great platform.
It's like Instagram for businesses.
It's like 100%. It's kind of, but it is like an air of like, everyone's doing really well in it. Everyone's doing really well, and there's this fear of a feeling of like we spoke about the amount of suicide in men between say 35 and 50. There's a moment of a guy's life, I think. And women's to a degree, more I'm talking about more of a men thing, is where you feel you should have done really well. You should have made it by now. Why am I not successful at 40? Why haven't I got? Why have I still got a mortgage and do all this? And then this feeling sort of starts setting in of doom and failure, even though you're actually probably really successful. But there's, like you say, with social media, there's this sort of promotion of, Gary V, the guy, he's on it all the time. And he said, in his kind of way, he loves talking how he lost out on Uber and all the rest. I love that shit. I love that because it's real, and it's kind of, I think he's American. Obviously, they've got a slightly different, but there needs to be much more reality. And I actually think now I'm worth more as a person now with all weapons, with everything I've been through, than I was when I was really successful. Apparently successful. I'd rather have a beer with me in a pub and talk about than what we did back then. You know what I mean? It kind of a bit. So it's it's a very it's a tough one in the UK. I would say. I was going to come on to that. So with every yin there's a yang, with every positive there's a negative, and I guess with the positives of Henleys, there was the negatives of unfulfillment or whatever that might have been. Yeah. And on the flip side, you come out of sort of 5 or 6 or 7 years of more of a struggle on the business side, but that's truly when you start to, I don't know, self-improve or self-nurture, as you 100%.
So how are you kind of different now than you were then? And how do you wish you would have been then and behaved then as opposed to?
I think it's that be careful of what you wish for and what you view success as. I mean, it's clear as day now. I've got a beautiful life, beautiful partner. I've got a 4-year-old daughter with kind of got to say a new life of typical thing with see my children every fortnight, whatever. It's that usual that awful situation of not seeing your kids and stuff, which is difficult. But no, absolutely, there's a very prevalent moment in my life where I went up to see my brother. I think his son was 21 or 8. It was something. I think it was the 21st. I think it was. And my brother's a roofer, hard-working guy. Works every day from 6 till 6. Works his nuts off. He does on the roof. Great guy, lovely guy. Lives in a small bungalow. There's 2 dogs, his wife, and he's got a kid. I remember driving up there. I think I had whatever car I had at the time. I was on my own, building that big house. I think I was nearly finished the house and all the rest of it. And I'm watching in the back garden, dancing away to this stereophonic song, all jumping about, all the mates around them, in that bungalow. Happy as pigs in shit. I thought, wow, that's like a successful guy. I couldn't it's a very moment of and I think one of the things of success really is choice. Is you need to be able to choose of what you do and who you choose to work with, and that for me is success. So it's very different.